Alright, welcome to another Shinobi Tactics video, and this time we will be talking about the brand new character that's coming out tomorrow. And that character is a brand new Sasuke Uchiha, which this time is a defense unit. So the two Sasuke that we have so far have been speed units so far. And this is the third defense 4-star pullable in the game. You can say there's 4 totals because of Jiraiya also, but in the banner wise, this is the third one, and this is easily the best of the defense unit. And let's go over why. So let's go over his stats. So his HP is 171k, chakra is 110, which is very normal. Attack is 63k, low for a 4-star unit, but it's a defense unit. There's nothing really you can expect about it. Defense is 85k, 130 crit damage, and then his range is 1 with a movement of 4. Movement of 4 is when his max limited board is maxed, so that's normally 3. So let's consider that 3 for now, and most people will have him level 40 or level 60, maybe even level 70. But level 100 is kind of rough. I've seen people with level 100, but I haven't seen people with max board, because as of right now, if you have them at 3 boards, they will have a purple border. And so far, purple border is the most we've seen. If you have the 4th board unlocked, that will make them yellow or gold. And then if you have the 5th limited potential board unlocked, that's going to make your character red. So as of right now, purple is what we've seen so far. And purple is already very hard to get. The top PvP right now, which I'm in the Sanctuary tier, and I think I was ranked number 5 last time I checked. The number 1 has 2 purple 4 stars. So I haven't seen any gold ones yet, because they haven't given us enough materials to actually hit gold. But once we do, we're going to start seeing these stats in PvP, and these stats are going to be really fun. But we're not there yet, so we'll get there when we get there, probably in a couple of months or so, when we start seeing gold and maybe even red units. But yeah, let's go over his kit. For a defense unit, his kit is amazing. So, and before, I'm not sure if I actually put Naruto in a tier list, because I'm going to be doing a tier list video after I go over these 2 new characters. But, so let's go over the kit now. His fixed skill, which is his passive, blooming in the middle of battle. It grants defense, blooming, so a unique buff, as what we went over in a past tactics video, for 1 turn, and he can do it twice after action. This is very good against ranged units, because that means you're just going to be taking less damage, and as of right now, ranged units are something else. They're really taking over how the meta is. And with that, his potential skill, which is what you get from the 3rd limited potential board, is cover, protect allies 1 tile away from an enemy attack. 1 tile is good enough. 2 tiles is better to protect your carries, but 1 tile is nothing to be mad about. Then his skill 1 is what I believe is going to be the reason why this character is broken. So fireball jutsu collection. Deal 1.5 times attack to target enemy, and if you look over here to the right, the target of it is 2 tiles away. This is the 2nd character with 2 tiles. The first one is this Kakashi, but this Kakashi is a 2-star, so you're not really going to use him. So let's go back to Sasuke, and he inflicts attack fire minus 50% for 1 turn. He can do this with 2 enemies, or to the same enemy twice. Minus 50% attack is really strong, since the meta right now is crit damage with high attack units. So something like Lee, if you have him around level 70, his attack stat is probably around 40,000, and that's enough to one-shot enemies with like 100,000 plus HP. So if you reduce his damage by 50%, now he won't be able to one-shot those units. So that's really good. Especially also for counterattacks against ranged units or any melee units with this counterattack. If you find an enemy who has a really strong unit, like if you find an enemy that has a purple, you just hit that purple with this attack, and 99% of the time that purple unit won't be able to counterattack, there's only 2 units in the game that will be able to counterattack this, and that is Shikamaru and what's the other one? Sakura. So you hit them with this, attack minus 50%. Now if he comes over and attack you, that's fine. If you attack him and you don't kill him, his counterattack won't deal as much. This is really strong debuff, as well as a range attack to keep this Sasuke safe. And then his S2 is grant attack Sharingan plus 30% and defense Sharingan plus 30%. Just a very solid attack buff. 30% is really good. So you combine that with his attack stats of 63k plus 30% of that, you might be able to one-shot units that are blue as a defense unit, which is really nice because as of right now, defense units can't really one-shot enemies, but this Sasuke might be able to do it. And after Sasuke, the free-to-play character we're gonna get is Kiba. Kiba's a speed unit, 3-star. His stat is 84k, 110 chakra, almost 40k attack, defense plus 40%. 40k, 130% crit damage, which is the normal, and 1 in 4. He actually has a 1 in 4 speed because he's a speed unit. Right, movement. And his fixed skill is inflict crit chance beast, minus 30% for 1 turn to all enemies 1 tail away for receiving an attack. This is really good against enemies like Lee. So if you see him in PvP as an enemy and you're attacking him with Lee, there's a good chance your Lee won't even crit. So there's a chance that Lee might not even be able to one-shot this Kiba. So this Kiba has built-in tankiness, and then his potential skill is just a 20% attack buff that's unique. His skill 1, Fang over Fang Dance, deal 1.3 times attack to target enemy, and then he grants an extra turn to himself. So what you can do with this extra turn, you can hit someone that's not leveled up much. If you can reach him, you should be able to because he's a speed unit. You hit them, and then you position him to a team, this team setup, where you can inflict the most debuff. If you have him leveled up, he might be able to defend himself, which is going to be really nice. But if you can't, and you think he's going to die from just all the counterattack he's going to do, you can just reduce their crit chance, which is good enough. And then his S2 is going to be the reason why he's one of the best free-to-play units in the game, if not the best. He grants himself crit chance beast plus 100% once for 3 turns. So the way PvP is set up right now, you hide him in the back. So you have the 3 rock formation, just similar to this. Let's say this is the PvP. Normally I would put my units in this tile, this tile, this tile, and this tile. Just these tiles covered. That's the normal position, so the enemy can get close to me but then not hit me unless they have a range unit, which is gonna set him up over here, which means I'm gonna put this one further away, and it ends up being like that. The reason why this is good, so turn 1 setup, how I like to do it, I have my DPS in these slots. So these slots are usually my DPS unit. So if I have Kiba, I would hide him either over here or over here and S1. And because his range, S2. It's because his movement is 4. That just means he can reach enemies up to like 1, 2, 3, 4. So enemies up to here, which is normally where enemies are. And then if you're on here over top, the enemies are usually in these spots. So these are the normal spots where the enemies will end up. And if Kiba's here, he can reach the 3 down here. If Kiba's up here, he can reach the 3 up here. And now you have a crit chance of 100%, which means depending on what the enemies are, you look at their levels. If their powered up units are stacked up on top, you want to put Kiba up there or then bottom. With his crit chance, this 1.3 times S1, since he might be no, he won't be able to unless you have chakra set up, which in my opinion, the way you set up your support, like where you pick your units to give yourself like 20% attack buff, 20% HP buff, in my opinion, you put 4 of those into chakra, just so you can S2 and then S1. So once you have that set up, you S2 for your crit chance buff, which means he's over here. Any units that's in here will 100% get one shot by your S1 most likely, unless they're like really stupid, like a purple 4-star, and any unit up here will get one shot. So he is a really good unit just for PvP for DPS, especially if you don't have OT Naruto high enough level. And as of right now, that's OT Naruto's job. You camp him over here. Let me pull up OT Naruto real quick. Make it easier that way so you guys can see what he actually does. So you camp Naruto in this spot, right? You S2, so you buff him and you increase your movement. And then once you get to turn 2, Naruto can pretty much one-shot any enemy he wants. And then your character up here can take over the rest. So you can have Naruto here and Kiba behind him. And that will be able to just give you the advantage to one-shot 2 units. While your DPS in the top lane is going to one-shot 2 units. And then the last unit is really hard to reach. That's the problem with this setup. Because there's no way you can put enemies... there's no way you can set up this 2 area as well as put your third enemy here, because that means he's in risk of getting one shot by the enemy. Since the enemy can 100% reach these 2 area over here on top, the enemies can reach that. So you don't want to put them there, which means you have to hide them behind here or here, which means they can't reach the final enemy. But Naruto can. So if you have Naruto, you should be good. But also Kiba can, because you S1 and all you do there is then you move Kiba right in front of that enemy and you'll be good to go. So Kiba's a really good free-to-play unit. As of right now, Zabuza is the best free-to-play 3-star in the game. And as an enemy, Zabuza is just annoying, because he's just gonna AoE you, as meaning that you're vulnerable to counterattacks and death, which means you're losing points in PvP. So yeah, that's the information for these 2 brand new units. And let's move over the tier list. Alright, so this is the second tier list that I'm making for Shinobi Tactic. So this first setup that I had is pretty much expecting all the characters to be level 100 and red. But in my opinion, that's kind of unrealistic. Just because getting them to level 100 takes so many dupes. I think I counted it total. I believe it's 12 dupes plus the first copy, so you need to pull a unit 13 times to do that. And I made a simulator, so let me put up that simulator really quick so we can show exactly how these are. Well, let me just hide this real quick. Pull up this simulator. Okay, now we're back here. So now we have, this is Naruto Simulator. I'll be making one for Sasuke too. So the average pull rate for the feature unit is 2%. So let's see how many multis it's gonna take. Actually, take that back. Let me just put up Sasuke's, let's summon on Sasuke's banner in a simulator. I believe that will be easier. Alright, and we're back. So starting from now on, I believe this should be a fun part of the video where anytime a new unit comes out, I'll try to update the simulator and try to do my pulls for them. So this is the pulls for this new Sasuke, just to show how much it would take to get him fully duped. So this is the character feature. So Sasuke has a 2% pull rate, which let me tell you is really good, because that's 2% in 10 slots instead of the usual in normal Shinobi collection where the boosted unit is only in 1 slot. So like the Kid Naruto that's out right now, he is 5% in 1 slot and 0.4% in the rest. But this Sasuke is 2% in 10 slots, except for the guarantee. And in the guaranteed, he's, I believe, 0.5%, which is weird, but it's still 2% pull rate at the end. Plus, Sasuke is gonna have a premium banner, which you pay $50. You get 85 gems as well as 1 free single with a guarantee 4-star, and Kakashi has a boosted rate of 3%. So it's you really want to pay. I want to say that's a really good deal, since it's a multi and a half plus a high rate for Kakashi, which is 3%, which is normally 0.1%, and let me tell you that 0.1% hurts really bad. So you don't really even try to pull for him. And then guaranteed 4-star is always good, because dupe is always good. You can never go wrong with dupes. But with that, let's do our polls for Sasuke and let's see how long it's gonna take till we get our 13 copies to level 100 him. So first multi is garbage. Neji dupes is gonna be really good for you. There's our first copy in multi number 2. So really good so far. No copies here. That's a lot of 4 stars, but no copies. Another no copies. So we're just gonna keep clicking until we get a copy. That's a limited Kakashi, so this is already worth it, kinda. 11 multis for 1 Sasuke and 1 Kakashi. Normally that would be bad, but any Kakashi is amazing. There's OT Naruto. There's a Kakashi and the Sasuke. If you get this multi, you already won. Stop. Like, you don't have to continue. So at the moment, our Sasuke is still level 40. Did I really just pull 3 Kakashis? What is going on? How did I pull 3 Kakashis in 16 multis? This is insane. Sakura. There's a Sasuke that's dupe number 2. So dupe number 2 is gonna get you to level 50. This is an amazing multi over here. So this totals into 3 Sasuke dupes. 3 Sasuke dupes is level 60. So you can blue him right here. 2 Naruto dupes. I believe we already pulled 1. So our Naruto over here would be level 50. Let's do another summons here. There's Sasuke dupe number 4. Dupe number 4 is level... Let me see where dupe number 4 takes us. I believe dupe number 4 is levels... almost level 70. So I think in here, we would have unlocked level 70. So yeah, our character can be level 70, but not level 80 yet. So keep summoning. There's another Sasuke. So now this is the 5th dupe. 5th dupe is now still level 70, because now it's actually costing us 25 fragments. So we need 1 more. So level 80, our Sasuke is now purple, and now we're starting to get him to level 90 over here, but not quite. Another Naruto. Wrong Sasuke. Naruto, back to back. That would be a really good multi. And then Gaara. So there's another Sasuke. So dupe number 8 will get us to closer to level 90. Not there yet. Keep summoning. There you go. This will get us to level 90. This will start to get us to level 100. That will get us. This is dupe number 11. Dupe number 11 will 100% get us to 100. I believe dupe number 10 will also get us to 100. And there's our copy. So we did 16 multis to get 13 copy of Sasuke. That's a lot of multis. So 3k gems. But the thing is, you don't really need to do this in the beginning. You don't really need to pull 13 times. But we pulled 13 Sasuke in how many multis? 60? In 60 multis. Pulled 3 Kakashi. So that's a Kakashi 1 per 20 multis. Even though we pulled 3 in like the first 10. But that's really good. 2 Naruto's decent. 2 Sasuke okay. 1 Sakura, 1 Gaara was pretty bad. But 4 OT Naruto is really good. So that's how long it takes to do a 13. It's different every time. But we'll see how long it takes us to do that on the next character when it comes out. But the real ending of this video is not this summoning simulator, but rather this tier list update. So let's go over the tier list update now to end this video. So, as what I said before, this tier list is based on everyone level 100 in red, but that's just not realistic. That's not realistic at this point. So, the way I'm judging this video now, this tier list now, is different. So the 4 stars, I will judge them if you have them at level 60 blue. If you have them level 60 blue stats, that's where I will be judging them. These PvP exclusive unit, I'll be judging them as if you have them level 40 green. Just because it's impossible to get them to level anything higher than that. 4 star, I'm going to be judging them as level 80 plus, level 90 blue. And then 2 stars, they're whatever. So with that, let's start. So let's start moving people. So these are the 2-star units. Every 2-star units, I'm gonna put in C tier. This is because their stats is not high enough to do any work. And then 1-star units are in D tier. So just to balance it out. And then B tier, these are where the interesting stuff. Haku drops to B tier, but Sakura goes down to A tier, Gaara goes down to A tier, and then Naruto goes down to A tier. That's fine. Just because they're defense unit and they're not really that strong. Let's see, Kiba goes down to S tier, Shikamaru goes up to S plus tier. Neji can probably stay in S tier, Zabuza can stay in S tier. So the reason why I have Haku in B tier is just because his kit doesn't really bring much, and his force, he's a 3 stars where you can find better 3 stars to use. And the Sanins I'm gonna put in B tier, just because you can't have them higher level. They're just gonna be 4-star green. But if you have them level 100 in red, that's a different perspective. But that's just not realistic to judge right now. Can't say he's the best character in the game when he can't even reach that. But if you have, but when we get there, they're definitely gonna jump. As of right now, the first day of PvP, Jiraiya is in S plus tier, just because you'll be fighting people with very, very low combat, and he really helps a lot. But we're not there yet. So and then let's talk about the A tier. We already did. They're just defense unit. Sakura is kind of in a rough spot. She's a range unit, but her stats is very low, even at level 60 blue. Then S tier, Zabuza should be down here. And then S tier, the reason why they're, you should be in S. The reason why S tier is these two is because they're 3-star attack unit, 3-star defense unit. You can just get their stats up. If you have them level 90 blue, they'll be very, very good. And here, S plus. Should go down also here. It's all about S plus. So let's talk about Sasuke, why I dropped him. The reason why I dropped him is his AoE is not that useful. And he needs to be level 60 blue to be useful. If you have him level 40 green, he's useless. Level 50 green, he's useless. Same with the 4 stars. Level 50 green for 4 stars is kind of like not worth it, when you can use a 3-star that's level 60 and blue and higher. So that's why I'm dropping him. But if you have him level 60 green should be fine up here, because he can one-shot people. And Kakashi is in the back. I'm judging Kakashi as if you have 1 copy, and it's just a big if. But the reason why he's up here is because the way PvP is set up, you get bonus depending on the highest rarity in your team. If your highest rarity is a 4-star, you get a plus 4 point bonus. But if your highest rarity is Kakashi, you get a plus 5 bonus. So even if Kakashi's kit was really, really bad, he'll be up here just because you'll be getting 1 extra point for free. That's why he's up here. He's not up here because he's useful. He's up here because he's a plus 5. He's very useful too as a support. But that plus 5 is the majority why he's up here. We're talking about Sasuke. So Lee. Reason why Lee's up here is because he's always going to be critting. That means at level 90 blue, he'll be one-shotting every character you see. Even tanks with 100,000 plus HP. The most I've seen is around 103,000 HP, and Lee did 111k. So he'll be one-shotting them. And then Shikamaru, I want to say Lee is the best character right now. Just because he's a force, he's a 3-star, easy to get. The reason why Shikamaru is really good is because he's the range unit. And that's just mean you can poke people freely. So you can just poke them for free damage and they're not gonna counterattack, which is really, really good for cleaning up characters that are almost dead. You can make it so you don't risk getting attacked back. Alongside that, his S2 is a 10% attack and defense buff to your party. So any attack buff is really helpful. Doesn't matter how low it is. Sure, it might overrides with Lee, but the way you set up PvP teams right now, you're only buffing 1 unit with Lee. But with Shikamaru, you can buff the other 4. So he's really, really strong. Plus his range is going to be really, really strong. Now, the new characters we're getting. Or the new characters that we got. First, OT Naruto. Best character over here. He deals so much damage. When I said before that level 40 green shouldn't be able to one-shot new characters, he can. I don't know why, but he can. Plus, every Naruto has a maximum chakra of 110. And it's just insane. It gives so much more bonus. That means you can S2 and S1 twice in a row, I believe. is just insane. He's really good. He's the best attacker in the game, better than Sasuke, better than Kakashi. He'll just one-shot enemies. Any enemies you want. I think I've did 260k damage with him, and I have him level 60 blue. It's just a lot of damage, and yeah, you should have pulled for him. But in the future, if you pull dupes of him, be very happy. He's really strong. And now Sasuke. Sasuke is better than the new Sasuke. I think I'm gonna drop Sasuke down just because this one is just a lot better. Damage wise, he's not the best. 100% he's not the best. But it's a range damage, which means it's safe. Just what I said before with Shikamaru. You can safely attack someone without being afraid for them to attack you back. Which means the less threat you are from losing a unit, the more points you get in PvP. Plus his S2 buffs him a lot. So all you gotta really do is S2 and then just poke people to death with these two. And it's just gonna be safe. And then plus he covers and he buffs defense, so if you get him high enough level, you can protect your characters. That really doesn't matter until turn 3. So if you really need it, it's really strong, but I don't think you're going to be in that situation. So I just suggest not using those to unlock his potential skill. He'll be fine without it. Kiba. Kiba's also here. Just really strong. That's what I just talked about earlier before. For a speed unit, which means he can reach enemies where Sasuke, Lee, Shikamaru can reach him, and then Naruto. Well, Naruto can reach him with his buff, but he can just reach so many people that other characters can't, and then one-shot them because he can crit. And then he gets an extra turn to either run away or set him up in front of the next person so he can counterattack them too. I think he's actually better than Shikamaru and Lee. He's probably the best 3-star in the game. So, and he's free. That's the best part about it. He is free. So you guys better farm up your levels, farm up shards, and then get him to at least level 70 plus. 70 blue is really strong. So my team, when Sasuke comes out and I do my summon, my goal is to just get 4 copies of Sasuke, just to get him to 60 blue. Naruto, 100%. I'm gonna be leveling up Kiba for sure. I'm gonna be replacing. I don't know who to replace, because my team right now is Naruto, Lee, Shikamaru, Sasuke, and Gaara. So Gaara will 100% be replaced by Blue Sasuke, and then Kiba's probably gonna replace Lee. But like, that's rough. Or Sasuke. I don't know yet. I have to test out between these two. And I'm currently in the top 5 in the highest tier of PvP. So I can actually test out these units and how well they do. And yeah, with that, that's your Shinobi collection, Shinobi Tactics. That's getting confusing the more I say it. Here, listen. These new characters, please, if you have spare and you really like tactics, don't be afraid to summon for them. What I did before to pull 13 copies, don't be afraid. If you saw, we got Sasuke in the second multi. For new people, you can stop there if you're really not trying hard enough, which is fine, because Shinobi Tactics is more of a casual game than normal Shinobi collection. And if you get 4 copies of him, I don't remember how many multis it took to get 4 copies. But 4 copies, in my opinion, is a good way for the characters to be like, alright, now I can use this character and see how strong it is. And with that, I'll see you on the next video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Bye.